Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more of the Saikoroshi playthrough. Man, I'm really excited for today. I'm just really interested in seeing what's going to happen next, honestly, because like we had so many sort of promising, really promising and interesting things that happened in the last one. Like, for example, oh my god, I really love learning about like the whole, obviously, like the whole bullying related thing. I'm really interested to see the aftermath of that, and also, oh my god, the therapist related thing. I'm going to be really interested to see how that actually happens. Like, obviously, if the communication device works, and he's going to be sort of believing, it's going to be like I said last night, some Doctor Who shit. He's going to be believing in like a really sort of supernatural world and stuff like that. Or maybe it's going to be the case that Rika's mental. That's probably what he's going to think, who knows. So it's going to be really interesting just to see like what's actually going to happen today. And obviously I'm really interested to see how this mystery is sort of going to end, because every time this story progresses, I suppose we get more progress on the mystery. But like, yeah, sometimes the mystery doesn't really seem like something possible to solve. So I really wonder what's going to happen today, just in everything really. I'm going to be honest, I've really been loving this story so far. Genuinely one of my favourites. Obviously it won't be as good as like the you know, main stories, like any answer arcs, for example, but like, yeah. Oh my god, oh shit. Hikatan, do you have a moment? Oh no, she's either gonna get in a lot of trouble, or maybe she's gonna like apologise. I don't really know. It could go both ways. Hikatan, do you have a moment? After school, as I was about to head home before the rain started up again, Satoshi called out to me. That's actually really annoying, because I suppose it's June, it's rainy season before summer, but like, yeah. It's just really annoying that rain. It must really be inconvenient with this whole thing. Oh, interesting. This is either going to be really bad or really good. I don't really think, because Mion's not really, you know, the nicest for having participated in the whole bullying related thing, but Rena's nice. Sorry, Rena is nice. I've been stopped by the upperclassmen. The upperclassmen brigade. I love that. Their expressions weren't exactly gentle ones, and I suspected I was in for some sort of punishment after what I did during lunch break. Well, I don't exactly think it's going to be a punishment game even. Do you need something from me? He looks happy. I have a feeling he's probably going to do something, you know, that's going to benefit Rika. Yeah, we wanted to talk to him. That's actually really nice. I mean, especially for Satoshi as well. He could like, I mean, let's be honest, Rika's like completely bullied and just like really hurt. I mean, I get that she was being a dick, but like still, he could take it anyway. I'm surprised that. I mean, that just shows about lunch break. Well, that too. I'm sorry for hitting Satoko with the chair and stuff. Yeah. I suppose the word's fine, but it didn't bother to hide my glum attitude. Yeah. Please don't be scared, Rika-san. Why would she be scared? We're not here to scold you or anything like that. Yeah. She kind of seems like, I mean, just from that voice, I think they're probably going to try and help her. But the only thing is, how are they going to be able to help? I just don't really get it. Then why are you? Well, I'll say it straight. We need to talk about how to get along with everyone from now on. Oh, that's actually kind of surprising, especially for hearing it from her. Oops. It's just, she looks angry. It's just, I want you to understand something. Some of the responsibility for things ending up this way belongs. Yeah, that's interesting. No, I really wonder if we're going to learn about like more of what happened before. Like, I suppose Rika's body was literally taken over by another Rika. Mion, you didn't have to say that. I suppose it's true, but like, yeah. I just think it's an upperclassman's duty to explain these things, isn't it? That's fair enough, I suppose. Shion is infatuated. This conversation didn't look like it would be a fun one. No, they're not going to talk about anything they talk about in like usual club related things. No wait, if I blew them off it would probably get only worse. So I decided to just pretend I was listening. She's not even going to like, oh my god. It ain't not took my silence for long. Why did I say long? I think I misread tone as long for some reason. It ain't nothing but silence for me being dispirited, and she started speaking in a much light-hearted tone. Yeah, fair. Rika-chan, don't you think it would be great if you could make friends with everyone and have a lot of fun playing with them? Yeah, that's actually fair enough. And I mean, the thing is with Lena here, like, she really, I suppose she really, she's just really kind, honestly. Like, Mion's the person that will sort of be really rational, and Lena's like the person that will improve, and then Satoshi's just like, I don't know, a mixture of the both, maybe? I don't know. She's probably going to say no. So we were thinking about what we could do so you could get along with everybody. What do you think about that? What do you? She still says kana in this world. Let's go. I don't know. Oh. You may not know this, Rika-chan, but Mion, she collects a lot of games. Oh, she collects a lot of games, right? You've got to be kidding me. So this is actually going to be how the club has started in this world. Well, it's an old hobby of mine. Yeah. When I was little, I collected a ton of board games and card games for no reason. That's fair enough. I collected a lot of things when I was young. None of them actually used now, but like, yeah, let's not go there. I haven't been bothered with them at all recently, but I couldn't just get rid of them, so I have a whole lot piled up in storage. Yeah, her locker is literally the size of a fucking forest at this point, with games. That's so nice. She has all these fun games, but she won't play them with anyone, so they're just collecting dust. What a waste, right? Yeah, fair. I want to play that British burglar game where the thief puts on sunglasses. What? It's British, and yeah, I haven't heard of it. Bruh. That's sad. I want to try the game where you connect tree branches like building blocks. I've also never heard of that one. Maybe that's not British, who knows? But all those manuals are in English. Oh. That Sion reading those manuals was the only thing she was good at. Yeah, I suppose because she's got education from... I was seriously about to say Angel Moore. I mean, what's it? St. Lucia's. The place where souls come to die. We could just ask her, but she goes to another school far away. Oh, far away. Interesting. Okinomiya isn't that far away. Maybe it's a different one in this world, who knows? I'm sure Rika can read it. Like, there's no way she hasn't learned English in like 100 years of living. Or more than 100 years even. Actually sounds really cool, this. Sounds like it definitely has potential. Then we should all try to figure them out together. That'd be nice. I suppose if you are actually looking from a making friends point of view, that is like a good way to bond, you know? I'm sure that'd be fun. Yeah. God, it's just really rare seeing people be this kind, honestly. I never see that. I mean, like, in any school, if you get people like Rika, they are bullied. I mean, like, in my school, for example, they would be bullied for shit, man. Nobody would talk to them at all. I'm really happy. It just, because of things like that, this just makes me happy, you know? That's true. If we all play by the same rules, then even if we're wrong, it will still be fair. That's fair enough. Well, doesn't that sound fun? We were thinking about starting an after-school game club. Oh. Yep. A club for games. I really wonder what she's thinking now. Everyone in class can play. Maybe not so good then, but that actually really would be interesting though. I mean, I suppose it's just only the friend group for club in like the normal world, I suppose. But yeah. And while you're playing with everyone, I'm sure you'll eventually become part of their circle before you know it, because fair. In other words, this is your upperclassman being considerate and giving you the chance to fit in. Yeah, I suppose so. I think it's really nice that, like, you know, they've sort of tried to do this for her. Again, Mion, you don't have to say it like that. Yeah, but the only thing, that's fair enough, yeah. I felt a little sorry for you lately, but I actually think some of your current isolation is your own fault. She's actually really honest, to be fair. I suppose honesty really would change you if you weren't in the mindset of Rika. Like, there's no way she's going to listen to this. Or maybe she will, who knows. My own fault? Yeah, definitely. Reina and Satoshi fell silent after hearing that. I guess everyone in the class shares Mion's opinion. Yeah, fair enough. My own fault? Of course, though this was about me, I had no idea what they meant about that. And that's actually fair enough, yeah, because we don't really know what happened after, like, all of her friends transferred out. They were talking about the hooded Rika before I came to me. She was the same as a stranger. Yeah. But to them, it must have seemed like my surprise tone was just me not understanding because I was young. Yeah, fair. They sighed a little. It was an unpleasant sigh, like they were telling me to look at myself. Oh yeah, I wanted to be free from this as soon as possible. Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's actually kind of surprising. Before everyone moved away, Rika-chan, you were kind of like a princess, weren't you? She was like a princess? How come she has like 0 friends now? Doesn't really... It's just a little bit of a gap in the timeline, I think. I was a princess? Yeah, because she doesn't even know. Yeah. A princess. Rika-chan, you were like a princess so good. Boys! Oh my god. You had them wrapped around your little finger. Damn. That's actually kind of impressive though. You didn't even need to do anything. You just let them act for you. Oh my god. That's not even possible. Do you remember Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun? Yeah, they seem to like you a lot, so they do whatever you told them to. You've got to be kidding me, really? Oh, did she tell them to do like really, really bad things? You just sat on your reputation. I'm concerned. Yeah. And you do things like the boys who like you compete, so you could always get the best deal like a war professor. That's actually kind of... A lot of kids didn't think that was very fair. That's actually pretty surprising that, like, so much has changed. I mean, you would have thought a person like this would be really damn sociable. Some of those boys all moved out at the same time by coincidence. Only you were left behind, and some of those kids thought, oh, that's actually kind of unfortunate. God, some of those kids thought you got what you deserved. Interesting. Yeah, but the only thing is these people were just jealous. None of that was about me. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Rika-chan, we're talking about you. Maybe not. Please listen to what Mi-chan is saying. God, I'm actually really surprised she can tell. I am. No, you're not. Rika-chan, you think it doesn't have anything to do with you. She's actually kind of right, to be fair, but like, still. Am I right? Well, it doesn't really have much to do with her, but I suppose, even though this is not like the Rika that she's actually been in, I suppose if she makes input now, then she can not only sort of improve the life for the person that is actually going to get this body back, let's be honest here, and she can not only do that, but she can also just, I don't know, make her time better, make her time more worth spending, I suppose. But I don't really think she's going to change. But at the same time, it's actually kind of hard to tell. Things like these are really convincing. Whenever they're not, whether they not or they're not, she was still just as sharp about the word as yeah, definitely. I wanted to believe it was just a wild guess, but she had hit the nail right on the head. Yeah, definitely. Reina, you stop too. No, but it's true though. But yeah, I suppose do keep in mind this is like tiny kid that they're talking to. They should probably not be as sort of patronising or intimidating. I think Rika-chan has thought about it enough already. I wonder. She still hasn't said so. It seems to me like she didn't realise it until we told her. Yeah, fair. Sorry, hang on a sec. Come on, stop it. God, he really is sort of considerate of other people's feelings. I love that. Come on, stop it. We're not here to bully Rika-chan. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't really think they're bullying, but I suppose we really want her to be friends with everyone, right? Yeah, fair. That means we all have to work hard to change our relationships with each other. Yeah, that's fair. I really like that, like, you can just see, like, Rika saying nothing here. You just really see how much she's actually taking in what's being said, I would assume. Oh boy, she's lost for words. For some reason I was upset, because it was as though they weren't talking about Rika, but about me. And that's actually fair enough, yeah. It's actually kind of weird just saying that, like, Rika is not me, but I suppose me, like, me a princess. There was no guarantee I wasn't one until now. Loved the most of all the club members. Loved the most of all club members. Then on the boys in the class pampering me, laughing at Satoko and Casey's failures as I coolly profited from their conflict. without giving anything myself, I just greedily devoured the goodwill people poured upon me. Yeah, I suppose she just kind of took it for granted, and I suppose definitely because of like the whole June 1983 thing, because of just how sad like the world's ending are. Like she probably didn't really appreciate just how good these people were. Really, they were right. That was me. Yeah. Oh my god, that must have been so fun, just stuff like this, you know. They're right, that was me. I hadn't wanted to accept this sad, lonely world and set myself apart. Yeah, but maybe... But of course, they couldn't have actually been talking about me. So, though I didn't know the reason I was still upset. Interesting. We were thinking of having Satoko join the club too. Oh, interesting, yeah, just like the Noirs, I suppose. I suppose they couldn't really have actually been talking about her, but I think she should still take it in, you know. And I think she's definitely used this chance to actually improve her relationships, because let's be honest, she's going to be here for a long time. We were thinking of having Satoko join the club too. Oh, that could potentially be really bad. She's really stubborn, so she won't say it, but she wants to get along with you, Rika-chan. What? How? Like, genuinely, how? So, I suppose when Rika really bullied her, like, maybe that was her being really sad. I don't know, though. I somehow don't really think that's going to be the case anymore, though. How does that sound? Do you want to try being in our game club, Rika-chan? Yeah, fair enough. I'm sure it will be a lot of fun. Well, think of it this way. Do you want to start putting in a little bit? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I like Mion's approach. Start putting in a little bit of effort to change yourself. Some things may be awkward at first. Yeah, but I suppose it's definitely worth it. But I'm sure you'll... Yeah, but I'm sure you'll get along with everyone sooner or later. After all, everyone wants to be your friend. I kind of get the feeling she's just saying that. I mean, fair enough, really good thing to say, but I just don't really get the impression that's the case. I mean, maybe, I suppose maybe all the things that she could have interpreted as bullying, maybe they were just sort of people trying to be playful, you know? Who knows? It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, it's just so nice seeing how kind they are. And if you want to be their friend too, then you're both... Yeah, you're both reaching out your hands. Kind of funny she uses that analogy. I'm sure we'll meet in the middle. Yeah. And look, we're already reaching out to you. Yeah, they kind of are though, yeah. All you have to do is grab hold, Rika-chan. Yeah. I wonder if she's Yeah, it's actually fair enough. Yeah, definitely. Sumiholder-washi moment. I felt like Geichi said something that a lot like that in some other world. Yeah, those words probably made Hooded Edika really happy. Yeah, fair. But that wasn't me. Wait, all this only applied to the Hooded Edika from before I possessed his body. Interesting. Yeah. Yes, they probably they would definitely make the original one really happy, but she's not the original one. She is literally a different person to her, I suppose. Even though she looks exactly the same, but like, still. It's just so rare to see things like this. I mean, it's just, if you sort of put this into like real world context, like for example, like if I put this into context of my school, I think if you saw this, things would have to be wrong. Like, seriously, that would never happen. Honestly, I don't really think this is a good thing to think. For me, this world was fake, a dream world, and besides I was in the middle of a hunt. Yeah, I didn't have time to hang out with them. That is actually understandable though. I mean, yeah, I do actually kind of agree. I suppose she has to spend all of her time getting just into that if she wants to actually get back to where she usually was. But the only thing is, I wonder, maybe they can do it in lunchtime. I suppose she could arrange that if she was thinking like that. But they weren't faking their feelings for Hooded Edika, and I found myself without an answer at a loss for how to respond to them. Fair enough, yeah. We're sorry, Rika-chan. To tell you the truth, when we went to wash our hands and you were talking with Yamamoto-sensei in the nurse's office... Oh, shit. Oh, no. This could either be really bad or really good. They're either going to want to help or... yeah, you know, the opposite. Maybe they think something's up. Lena gave me an apologetic look. Yeah, I never thought others would be listening to that conversation, which must have sounded like garbled nonsense to anyone from this. Oh no, yeah, fair. I'd understand it if it weirded them out and they didn't want to come near me, but I couldn't quite understand why it resulted in this. Yeah, that's actually fair enough. Maybe they know sort of her urgency and just how awful it is for her, really. And even though they're knowing that, they still want to talk to her. I think that's really nice. If anything, they probably want to talk to her more because they want to help her get out of this situation. And that's actually interesting, the whole club thing happens now that, like, obviously they've heard the conversation. That's probably where they got the idea from. Garbled nonsense, gotta love it. The world you were talking about, Rika-chan, it sounds like a really fun world where everyone gets along together. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You said you wanted to go back there, right, Rika-chan? Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame her. So we talked and thought about how we could bring you back there. Interesting. Still, it's not like we can call back Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun now that they moved. I don't really think that's going to work. Different Hooded Edika, you know? I think everyone wants to go back to that old world, but I think that's definitely impossible. Oh shit, that's actually, I mean, she has opposite of bad intentions, but the only thing is I'm just kind of scared that, you know, this is going to really sort of doubt her. Could you imagine if, like, a reality where, no, but the only thing is she's never going to accept this world without Hanyu and without Keiichi. Like, even, no matter how much this world sort of, no matter how good everything becomes in this world, it's just never going to be the same as the usual, as the previous one. She's never going to accept it. Huh? That startled me. There was no way Dana knew about me and my old world. Yeah, even still, her words felt full of meaning and they echoed in my heart. Yeah, I know, this is just really bad, that. You can gather all the fragments of the cup together, but they're just fragments. Once it breaks... Oh no, it can't go back to the way it was. I don't agree, or at least I very much hope that is not the truth. God. And it's actually fair enough, you do really wonder if it's maybe not going to be possible, but at the same time, I still think having hope is a good thing, but at the same time, like, what if you have hope and it just disappoints you, like this thing has said, like, there's so many times where you've had hope and it's just completely gone and it's made you, it's really betrayed you as well. Oh God. But there's more than one cup. Fair enough. It's a shame the cup broke, but you can always look for another one. Oh, that's actually fair enough, so I suppose you could make this world so similar to the last one, or as similar as you can get to the last one, that it maybe replaces that fragment. But the only thing is it would never replace it. If you're looking at it in a cup level analogy, it would probably, I don't know, it wouldn't fit. Let's just say that, that'd be a lot. But if you look down at the broken cup forever, well, that's actually interesting, you'll never ever find it. Maybe. Could you imagine if that was actually the answer to this? Like, just enjoying the fragment that they're in. That just sounds too stupid though. If she enjoys this world and that's enough for her to go back, that is just a little bit dumb. It's what I mean, Nikata. You can't get your good friends who moved away to come back here. Yeah, definitely. Oh, but yeah, I mean, I suppose he doesn't really know what's up, but yeah. I suppose it's just really nice that he's sort of assuming what's up, you know, trying to help. So you just have to make new friends who are just as good as they were. Yeah. Yeah, but I suppose these people didn't really move away. They never moved away, it was just they were in another world. I think a world like that would be really close to the one you came from, Nikata. Yeah. That's actually fair enough, yeah. It wouldn't be exactly the same, of course. It would be a lot worse, yeah. But I think it's as close as you're going to get. Yeah, definitely. And I think a world like this, it would just really make this a lot easier. And because, let's be honest, she really is sort of going to get worse mentally the more she's here. So, yeah. And by doing that, you can make even stronger relationships than you had before. Yeah. You know what they say, when it rains the ground gets harder. Or something like that anyway. I like that. Don't really get what the analogy is. I suppose maybe this is like English poetry level analysis. Kill me. I did a fucking poetry essay today and my arm feels like it's gonna fall off. But yeah, anyway. I think the analogy is like, because it's raining, the clouds are putting in the effort and the ground is putting in the effort, and then all the soil is being well, all of the, I suppose by the effort of the clouds, the soil and the nutrients, they're just getting more benefit from the water, and obviously all the crops as well, I suppose. But and like every sort of lake and sort of water-based ecosystem, I suppose. But like yeah, I suppose there's, I suppose, just contribution to like the water cycle. I don't really know. I suppose it's just like you give some, you get some. You give some, you get more strong. You give some, you get more strength. Why can't you say the more pull-ups you do, the more stronger, muscly your arms become? What do you think, Rika-chan? Yeah, that's actually a real question, because at first this was sort of like, no, fuck off, but like now it really is a sort of debate, you know? Does she do it or does she not? I think she should, of course. Well, how about so you can make new friends quickly? Brilliant. Would you like to give it a try? Oh, come on, Rika, think! Those gentle words would have been tear-worthy if they'd been said to this world's hooded Rika. I couldn't agree more, yeah. But now that I possessed her, she was gone. The hooded Rika they were talking to was no longer of this world. Yeah, but the only thing is it still applies to her. She is really, really stubborn, actually. I thought to myself that I should just give this body back to her. Nah. I mean, at the same time, I suppose it probably would be good, because you are literally stopping this person from living, but at the same time you're ending your own life. And I mean, honestly, I don't really want to compare lives, but it would just be such a horrible waste for after 100 years. Like, she's actually got to the world she desired, and then it's just gone, and then she's gone as well. No way. If I did, the me living in this remote parallel universe would have the chance to change her fate and make this world a happy one. Yeah, definitely. If only little by little. Yeah, if I went back to my old world and gave this leftover body back to hooded Rika. Yeah, but the only thing is, how would you get back to your own world, old world? But I couldn't do that, because for me to leave this world will require the same method as returning the fragment from this world to the world of God. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just genuinely don't get how she's going to do that, though. I bet you Hanya's going to have something the second the crystal ball charges up, and maybe Yamamoto doesn't think that she's completely ill in the mind. Then she's gonna find an answer. Who knows? I suppose if she does this, she's not really going to be helping herself much, because let's be honest, she's going to go away, and maybe having more friends would make this world more painful just because of how different it is to the other one, you know. She's having good times, but it's just not the time she wants. But maybe at the same time, she should do this because it will sort of change everything for this world's real hooded Rika. In other words, my death. Interesting that she thinks that I mean, I suppose at the moment her death would definitely provoke, like, definitely make sure that the guy is actually able to come back. But the only thing is, I just really don't know. Maybe that is the right way, but at the same time, it's literal death. Maybe she could be dead forever. Or maybe she could just be dead in that world and she could go back to the other one, who knows? Only my death could make me go away. Yeah, which meant at the point I took over for Higurashi, she was the same as dead. That's actually really interesting to think. I just really wonder what's going to happen with like the real Higurashi, and I wonder how her brain is actually going to interpret it. Because let's be honest, like, she has been completely taken over, I suppose. How it happens is anyone's guess, but the only thing is I just wonder, like, what's going to happen. Is she going to forget everything that's happened, or is she going to remember it, or maybe there's going to be some really weird sort of mind control shit where she feels like everything that's happened has been in her head. Maybe it could potentially really change her life if that would be the case. But maybe, just maybe, there was one way to return this body back to Higurashi. That would be for me to die a different way. I wasn't a parasite or anything. No. In difficult to understand terms, I was an individual personality aware of other universes. Yeah, or maybe I should call myself a memory aware of other universe. Interesting. Interesting that she thinks her death is the only way. Scary to think. And that meant that if I could forget about the other worlds, that would represent the same thing as me dying. Interesting. This world was the only world for Higurashi, and she would live the best she could in it. Yeah, so if so, I would gradually... Oh, eventually losing my grasp on which world I had lived in. Trying my hardest to live in the world I was in now. That is actually a fair thing, that could potentially happen, but... Oh my god. Wait, hang on, I gotta blow my nose first. Get my hoodie on, hold up. I gotta be really careful about which clothes I put on at the moment. Like, my god, I cannot get cold, because if I do, I get cold easily. Colds easily, because my immune system is shit. I've only started listening to that and sort of always began wearing like a good amount of clothing. Anyway, I guess, that's actually really interesting, though, to think that, like, maybe, because I'm going to be honest, when she actually does die, I really do wonder what is going to happen to the Rika that has happened, because, like, that has lived in this world previously, because I suppose when her body was taken over, like, how would she sort of exist? Because, and what would it actually feel like? Like, the second she's just sort of had her body taken over, what would she be like? Maybe, if anything, she would actually be watching the view Rika was having. I really don't know. I don't understand at all, it just makes no sense. Or maybe that could potentially mean the death of that Higurashi, who knows. So when she dies, maybe it's the death of all. It is actually kind of mysterious, like, which conclusion is right. Interesting that she thinks forgetting all of her memories of the old worlds would be the same as dying, but I suppose it would be in those realities. she could do, but the only thing is I just don't think this is a good idea. Which meant that... Yeah. Which meant that giving up on my previous world and living in this one was possible simply if I decided to do it. If, quote-unquote, Yeah, I really do find it interesting that she sort of thinks she really loses grasp on herself. I'm going to be honest, I don't really think she'd be able to cope with that mentally, but at the same time, maybe she would, who knows. Maybe she'd get used to it after a few years. It's really hard to tell. I don't really want this. I really don't. I mean, to be fair, like, you really do want to put this. If maybe this would be the best impact for the Rika that is currently living in this world. Who knows? Like Dana said, it might be a different world than my old one, but it was the closest I could ever get. Yeah, that's fair enough. And to be fair, do keep in mind, like, even though this is different, at least it doesn't have chaos. I mean, at least it doesn't have, I don't know, Satoko injecting everyone with Inawazawa syndrome, like in blooming Go and Sotsu. But we probably shouldn't talk about that. And to be fair, a lot of people say that, but the only thing is, fuck Sotsu's ending. Fuck it so much. Genuinely one of the worst things ever in this show. No, it is the worst thing in the show if you ask me, by a far stretch. But yeah, everything else is actually pretty alright. Some of it really isn't the best, but oh my god, I think Gore really added like a lot of valuable things to the series. Like, I love Onidamashi. I think that's actually a really good one. I think if it used the old style, that could have potentially been a really, really good chapter. Like if that was like that could have been a console arc. Oh my god, that would have been fun. Obviously, episode 16 is good. Nekodamashi is actually really good, honestly. I find the differences between Rina and Tepe really interesting in Gore compared to, like, you know, the original. And I mean, it's just kind of ironic that, like, the people that sort of abuse, like, Rina and Satoko, well, not really, Rina didn't really abuse Rina, but she as good as did it, but, like, still, Tepe did abuse Satoko, but, like, now they're good people, potentially good people. I mean, like, Rina, for example, in Gore, she was sort of considering, like, in the sort of bar-related setting that obviously Rena's dad was always going to, she was actually considering, like, having a talk with him and maybe just stopping because she was actually worried for him. And, like, Tepe, obviously, is, like, a good character and a considerable parent, which is just weird. Very weird. But, yeah. Anyway. I really like differences like that. Also interesting to note what happened to Tomitake and Takano, because Takano's car was actually, it wasn't in the part where the gravel road meets the concrete road for Okinomiya, but it was right next to the forest that's like behind Rudika's house. Oh, I love this, but at the same time, maybe it isn't the best. I'm doing cicada training. It might be a little different from my old world, but the club would still form, definitely. But at the same, in exchange for Keiichi and half of our classmates, Satoshi was here. Yeah, but the only thing is, I'm going to be honest, I think give Ilya time, give a lot of the whole research related thing time, Satoshi is going to be there, let's be honest. I mean, you guys all remember that gay scene from, I don't even know which one it is. You know, I'll just say Keiichi, Satoshi, ice cream. Yeah, that's all I need to say. If you've watched Higurashi, you'll know. That's why I know Satoshi's joined. Fuck that scene, man. That is... I think that just really shows Higurashi's true harem potential. Fucking hell. I wasn't best friends with Satoko, but depending on how we interacted in the future, we could at least become regular friends. Yeah, fair. You know, as I always think, I'd water in another sink smart. Yeah, but I could work hard to make new friends in my new home. Well, that's actually fair enough. And I suppose in this way, she could actually get like a life outside of Hinamazawa. That cruel destiny wasn't her Dedika's alone. It was an impartial destiny shared equally by all who lived in this world. Yeah, definitely. Only I had the luxury of being a special case in jumping between destinies at a whim. Yeah, that's actually fair enough, yeah. I didn't know. Yeah, understandable. Yeah. Which world should I devote myself to? I'm going to be honest, I don't think she should devote herself to this world. No way. Oh, I don't know. Reina's words came back to me. A broken cup never went bad at all. Yeah, things like this are going to be really scary because I kind of get the feeling that this is going to make her realise that there is no hope in this. And I'm going to be honest, maybe that is the most sensible thing to think. But at the same time, maybe it isn't. Who knows? It's impossible to tell. A broken cup never returns back to normal. And I couldn't find another one as long as I was lamenting the first. Yeah. What does lament actually mean? Express passionate grief about. Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate it when this happens. Sorry. Is everything alright with my OBS? Right, it is. Cool. What are the... Interesting, yeah. What did the cup represent? Cups were filling with water. I suppose with a fragment, like, with all the fragments being filled up, they could be fulfilling life. Memories? I never gonna know. The world could possibly be called happiness. Yeah, if you're water short, if you're in a bloody drought. Or if you're thirsty, I suppose. The cup broke and the happiness inside was scattered everywhere. Yeah, that's actually interesting, I suppose. The cup was broken and I was at a loss, unable to fill it with happiness again. Yeah, interesting. I suppose so, but if I could change the way I thought, and rather than be attached to the broken cup forever, fill a new cup with new happiness, it could open the door to a new world. It could. I really don't know. Yeah, I suppose you could probably lose the attachment to the, you know, the broken fragment in this case, I suppose. Maybe it could let you live in this world, but I'm going to be honest, I just kind of feel that that world there just really has more potential. I think this world probably has more potential for a future in careers, but I think the other world just has more potential for a more fun future, honestly. Still, while that world may be similar, it wouldn't be the same. Yeah, definitely. My heart had weakened and I'd been discarded. Yeah, wasn't this only so tempting because my search for the key to go back was so difficult? Yeah, that's actually fair enough because I suppose this could be like a way to give up, you know? Before, didn't I swear I put in any effort I needed to return to my old world? Yeah, yeah. If I broke that oath, Hanya, gambling on my fate, would be left behind for all eternity. All alone, and I'd be the only one, so selfishly happy. Yeah, that's fair enough, yeah. Well, I didn't have any responsibility to make Hanya happy. She was my ally and partner who stuck with me for 100 years, and my friend. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I suppose that is very true. So, this isn't all good. So even if I wanted to give in to that temptation, yeah, it kind of is a temptation, I suppose. I'd have to ask Hanya. Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to be honest, it would not be easy at all. No way. Which meant right now, I had no right to answer that proposal. Interesting. I wonder what she's going to say. Really? Thank you. I'm very happy. Oh yeah, this is just going to be like, say all the good things and then, but. And then, yeah, you know, the rest. I think she's looking at it a really good way. She's really considering both angles. It's alright. We'll protect you. So let's make lots of good memories before we have to leave. Yeah, yeah, definitely, because I really like the Satoshi saying that, but the only thing is, I suppose, because they are going to have to leave eventually, let's be honest. His parents are going to get compensation money as well, I forgot about that. No, well... Oh, God, this is going to be really hard to explain. Could you give me time to... Oh, interesting. Could you give me time to prepare my feelings? What? Wasn't that good as response all of a sudden? It's not Satoshi, you just... It's not that he just asked you out on a date or anything. Satoshi dating Rika. Weird. Me too. That wasn't necessary. I can understand how she feels just a little. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I suppose if this was the real Rika, she would be feeling really, really overwhelmed. And she probably would want a little time to think, because she'd probably be changing the entire way she sort of does life, really, I suppose. So we'll just wait for you to prepare your feelings, Rika-san. Yeah, yeah, good for them. Thank you. If I do accept them, please let this hooded Rika be one of your friends. Yeah. Yeah, definitely let her be friends, because she is giving a lot to actually become part of that world, I suppose. I bowed apologetically. Here and now, that was the most I could do. Yeah, fair enough. Right, where are we going to go now, I wonder? Oh, so we're going outside of school. Yeah, definitely quite an interesting day of school. Very significant. I mean, my God. After refusing their suggestion that we all go to home together, I left on my own. Damn, I'm actually kind of surprised that she would, but I suppose she's probably, you know, continuing with the search, and she's probably definitely gonna ask Hanya about this if she can. That is, if the power of the crystal ball is charged. It was Rika's right, not mine. To enjoy going home with them. It wasn't something I, Castle, could accept. That's actually really interesting. So she thinks of herself as like an entirely different person just because she isn't Higurashi here. What was I, anyway? Yeah, I really do find this question interesting. What was I, anyway? What? Interesting. I wonder... I wondered if another ball could fly into my head like before. Yeah, this is how this world's Higurashi was possessed by me. It is actually. You really do wonder what would happen, but I kind of don't think that'd be so simple, honestly. So if I got hit again, would I vanish and the pure Higurashi who lives in this world return? That's actually kind of an interesting thought, but I just don't really see how it would happen. It just seems too impossible. But at the same time, how is she here? I suppose you could argue that. If only I wasn't me, I wouldn't hesitate to take them up. On the rough. Yeah, fair enough. This world truly was far sadder than the one I come from. Yeah, that really is fair. I mean, but this world has something all its own, and the opportunity to become a happy world in its own right. Definitely. I mean, this world definitely does have all of the potential, and if anything, I think it definitely has more potential because so many of these characters. There's no Hinamizawa syndrome, no dangers, no sadness, honestly, unless things go really wrong. But it's going to be far less likely they are going to go wrong. But still, it just has so much less that the world with Hinamizawa syndrome and with tragedy has, you know. If I hadn't known about the other worlds, I wouldn't have been able to contain tears of joy. At the mere premonition of happiness I might once again attain. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I suppose we could sense she definitely would have been desperate. Yeah. But I really do wonder what would have happened in this story if she hadn't have actually known about the ending and obviously what happened in Matsuri Bayashi. The fact that it's actually possible to get a good Hinamizawa. I watched the Matsuri Bayashi anime, by the way. That was so good. I really like, especially like the connecting fragments chapter. Though I kind of get the impression it was like a little bit disjointed. It kind of ruined the structure. Honestly, the beginning of Matsuri Bayashi is really just wild in structure, but I think it's really interesting how it's structured. I love that we sort of learn about two stories in one, really. These conflicting emotions, those of this world's Higurashi sleeping inside of me? Oh, it's interesting that she may think that, but the only thing is I don't really think that's the case. I mean, she would have been feeling a lot differently if part of Rika was actually sort of merged into her personality, I suppose. Those emotions made me angry, and I blame myself asking why I'd put their offering on. I would have went home all alone. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I somehow don't think she's going to ask her parents for advice. Yeah, so I just find it really interesting that, like, she at the moment thinks, like, all of her sort of, like, her sort of, it's like a decision. One side is her, and then the other side is just, like, what the Hideki that was beforehand would want. It's just a really interesting way of sort of representing those decisions. It's not like you, it's like MPD, but, like, really fucking real. Nah, I don't really know. I don't really want to say MPD, I suppose. It's just multiple personalities, I suppose you could say. Not really multiple personalities, multiple people, but at the same time it's the same person. So it's kind of confusing. Welcome home. My mother almost immediately followed that up with, do you have homework? But not today. Interesting. Ika, come into the kitchen. I thought she was vaguely cheerful at night. Well, that's actually kind of surprising. Maybe she's learnt about the whole, you know, what happened at school. I mean, it probably wouldn't really be surprising if she did. I wondered what it was. Did she want to surprise me in a good way? No. But I couldn't remember today being special. Oh, a peasant's expectations sometimes come out in their voice. For the time being, it felt okay to go poke my head in. I said all my things and headed for the kitchen. This is either going to be really good or really bad. I can't tell. Normally I'd be really unnerved about something like this, but especially if it was in sort of a more evil setting, but it's just too normal to be, like, unnerving. She's not going to sort of, I don't know, just come up with a knife and slice her open or some ridiculous shit. Right, oh, it's actually kind of surprising. When I entered, my mother had already started on dinner, despite being so early. I do find it interesting that at the moment she isn't going into the ritual storehouse and doing the research. I suppose this really sort of has set her back because the dilemma of should she actually continue or not. Maybe she's just waiting for the time she can actually talk to Hanyu. She was in a good mood. I wonder if something nice happened. Yeah, it's actually kind of surprising. She always seems like the person that's pissed off. Every year at this time with the Watanagashi... Oh yeah, Watanagashi is approaching, of course. With the Watanagashi festival approaching, she usually got more and more impatient with all the preparations and setup. Kind of surprising that she's in a good mood despite all of that. Knowing all that, my mother's good mood baffled and confused me. Yeah, I asked if she needed something. When I did, she suggested something I've never heard even once in these 100 years. Okay, this sounds weird. What? That's actually really surprising. That is weird. Especially because, hang on a second, you really need to remember that all of the things of Hanyu and all the jealousy of, like, Rika literally being able to cook better than her mum ever could, it's never going to resist it. She's probably going to be really shocked when she realises that Rika can actually cook better than her. Come over here and help me make dinner. We're having courage today. That's so nice, though. Let's make something wonderful and surprise your father with it. Yeah. That's really interesting. Yeah. Oh my god, that is just what she needed. But at the same time, I am actually really scared what would happen if she likes this world so much that she doesn't really want to go back to the old one, honestly. But there is no way she's going to go back to the old one. She would never say goodbye to Katie. No way. And if anything, not even say goodbye without saying goodbye, I suppose. Her. I didn't like Kaori that much, but before these 100 years, meaning not me, but Higurashi. Oh, I think she might have liked it. Yeah, fair enough. Kind of depends which curry. I mean, I don't really care for shop bought curries that much, but oh my fucking god, restaurant curries are, oh, they are good. They are really, really good. And Japanese curries as well, they're alright. I don't really like katsu curries and stuff like that much. There's this one time where I had like a really, really good prawn katsu curry, but like made me feel kind of sick. But at the same time, it's still pretty good. Pretty creative as well. She probably liked it because of cheer. It's probably the cheer virus. I knew at least that my mother was trying to make her daughter happy and suggesting she and Higurashi, not I, made dinner together. Yeah, it's actually fair enough, because I suppose she thinks that, I mean, she wouldn't see anything different about her daughter, I suppose. I didn't like my mother that much. She was prone to hysterics, and I hated how she always sounded like she was hunting you down when she talked. Yeah, that's actually fair enough. I kind of got the impression, like, for example, whenever she came back home before, like, she always sort of sounded, like, really, really unpleasant. I kind of get what she's talking about here. Yeah. But she treated me so nicely. My reason for disliking her felt irrational. Yeah, that's actually fair enough, yeah. And I mean, especially because I suppose all of the times that she's actually disliked her were because of the things, you know, the jealousy. All of the sort of parenting things, and obviously the influences from the elderly people, like, just making her worse and stuff like that. And obviously, I suppose, for example, in the research thing, you could always tell that she was just really thinking, like, she was just an idiot for having offered up her life to something this sort of big, really, but and shady, I suppose, because she thought the research was shady. But yeah, none of that in this world, no way. Wondering why my mother had a change of heart. I decided to go along with it so as not to hurt her feelings. Yeah, that's actually fair enough. I really wonder if her mother's actually like this all the time in these worlds. Then you can peel the potatoes. Oh, that's really good, yeah. Could you do it with a knife? Actually, that's dangerous, so use the peeler instead. I'm sure she can use a knife, let's be honest. Use a knife? Use a knife to peel a potato. Oh, yes. Okay. I was actually rather good with a knife. Yeah. I was so good that when I peeled daikon radishes, I could make a long strip of skin at the same time. I said, Jesus! Okay, that is actually kind of insane. I mean, radishes as well. I mean, wait, how big are, like... Oh, right. How big are radishes that she's talking about? Oh, they are actually pretty big, to be fair. I thought they were going to be, like, tiny. Let me just get my face cam up. I thought they were going to be, like, maybe... this big, something like that. Not really big at all. But no. But there was no reason to damage my mother's pride by showing that her daughter could use knives better than... Oh my god, so she can actually... Oh wow. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. I decided to make it look good for... I bet you it's just going to sort of unintentionally slip out. It's probably not even going to be conscious. Like, her sort of thinking about, like, the implications of what it would have, I suppose. She's going to do it for some time, let's be honest. My mother have probably been using knives for a decade now, but I've been using them for many decades. Yeah, that's actually fair enough. I mean, yeah, there was an order of magnitude different between us. Yeah, definitely. I mean, my god, could you imagine if she's even better than my mum at cooking? And my mum is a fucking god at cooking. So, yeah, that'd be a real big comparison. So I wanted to be proud of using a knife better than my mother. I wanted to brag about it. But that might have trampled over her feelings. Her want to teach her daughter. Yeah, that's actually fair enough. But the only thing is, it must just be really funny that I suppose what she could maybe do is, like, she could use this skill that she's never really showed anybody, apart from herself, I suppose, and everybody else in the previous worlds, to her mother when she's actually finished teaching her how to use a knife after, like, a few weeks. So as a result, her mother will think, like, I don't know, she's just a really good parent or something like that. It could really, really have a positive benefit, you know? Oh, wonder what's going to be here. Parents are supposed to live longer than their children. What? What? No, they're not! So children respect the things. I suppose maybe. If that said, have lived, that would make sense, but that just doesn't really make sense. So children respect the things that their parents have learned from having lived longer than them. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But would just like me live longer than their parents and learn many more things? Yeah, definitely, yeah. Still, I think I probably never learned what I really needed to. That is fair enough, but I suppose at least she has a lot of experience and things. Like, for example, I bet you, like, anything that she's learned through, like, you know, a lot of these years, like, firstly, she knows how to cook, she knows a lot of social things as well, I'm assuming. She could probably win any argument at work, let's be honest here, for example. Or she could be a good negotiator or something like that. It's just really creepy to think that, like, Rika, even though she's like 10 years old in this, or she looks 10, she's literally lived longer than her parent. Well, parents, but like still. I mean, as long as I genuinely listen to my mother, she'd never get hysterical. Oh my god. Yeah. I suppose that would be definitely a really nice benefit of sort of being in this world, especially if you got to know Satoko and Satoshi. You may be able to see their parents and also just like her parents as well, definitely. Dena's parents as well, even Dena's mother. If I didn't feel like respecting her as my senior in my life, she wouldn't feel like she needed to act like one either. Oh, right. In the end, all that was left was a cold, uncomfortable relationship between parent and child. Yeah, and that's definitely what happened in, like, all the normal worlds. I suppose because she wouldn't really, even though she was, no matter how young she was, she wouldn't listen to her mother because she'd probably either not give a fuck or she'd already know how to do a lot of the things that she was actually trying to be taught. It's really funny that it's just like parenting gone wrong. I suppose this could be like, not acting. Acting as a senior would mean like not losing your control, keeping your cool, stuff like that, you know. If I had acted more like a daughter and pretended to be an ignorant child when I needed to be. Oh, I did not mean to do that. You can actually do that. I never realised. You've got to be kidding. I never realised you could use the scroll wheel to do that. I'm not even joking. Oh my god. If I had acted more like a... No, I have to have realised that beforehand. No way I haven't. Can you right click to... Oh no, yeah. Oh, If I had acted more like a doctor and pretended to be an ignorant child when I needed to be, maybe my relationship with her would have been more peaceful at this. It is actually fair enough, to be fair, but the only thing is I suppose that's obviously predefined, so she can't really change that in the normal world. And secondly, like, I suppose there's nothing she could have really done then. She can't really change it anymore. Basically, she was Hooded Erika's mother, not the mother of the witch who lived for 100 years. Yeah, fair. Thinking about it made it seem obvious she'd been cold to me. Interesting. So first we put... that's actually really nice. So she's actually sort of, you know, teaching her daughter how to actually do the whole sort of cooking things, even though she already knows. So first we put the ones in the pot that take the longest to cook. Yeah, fair enough. So I suppose this is like the perfect relationship with Rika and her mother, not the one as bad as the one that had happened in what's it, like any other world. Okay. When do we put in the onions? Does she actually not know that? Or the onions will melt if we cook them too long, so we can leave them for last. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, definitely wouldn't want that ever to go to waste, I suppose. You worked so hard on cutting the onions too. I'm sure they'll taste delicious. Yeah, fair enough. Oh my god, good onions. They are really quite something. Especially because, like, oh my god, onions in hot dogs and onion rings. Oh my god, I want onion rings. I've not had them for so long, man. I'm not talking about the crap that's like... Actually, no. I don't really want onion rings. I want like massive sort of squid hoops in the shape of onion rings that are really big, obviously. Oh, that'd be good. I didn't actually realise that onions melt if you cook them too long. I've never really cooked a curry, so yeah. I'm going to learn cooking more when I'm like in my sort of... not really adult life, but when I'm sort of heading to my adult life. So basically when I turn 17. Gonna learn driving, gonna learn cooking, hopefully. And yeah, my plan. Okay. Oh yeah, she's just at a loss for words. My mother smiles. She seemed very happy. She seems like a really nice mother from things like this. It's really nice. Her smile was warm. Yeah, definitely. I thought I'd completely forgotten over these 100 years, but I remembered for less than a moment in time. My parents had to die in 1981. That fate was unchangeable. Yeah, definitely. And besides, we could never get along in the first place, so it didn't matter if they died. I think that is not a very good mindset to have, but to you, maybe. I don't know. It's also like those overlapped. Maybe my concern with my parents had waned. It definitely had, yeah. Our hearts had steadily lost their connection. I mean, to be fair, we've seen Rika so many times talk about, like, how, for example, her parents have never really existed for a lot of time. I mean, it must just be really weird for her, like, she's so young and yet she hasn't really seen her parents for, like, decades, really. And the situation has steadily worsened. Yeah. Their hearts had lost their connection. My god, that is actually really something of significance. I mean, I really think they just had quite a lot of distance that they probably wouldn't have in this world, at least. Who knows? Before now, I hadn't thought I could gain anything from this world. Not once did I think it would make me realise something like that. Yeah, it's actually really interesting that she never really thought about that, and I'm just genuinely surprised. But I suppose her life has... It's just really nice that, like, her life has probably been so stressful and, let's be honest, awful, that she's not actually been able to think about her parents whatsoever. with a mother like this. Maybe spending time with her would be warm. It'd be fun. It's actually fair enough, but the only thing is I'm just kind of worried, like, I mean, it would be fun. There would be a little bit of a price to pay, though, whenever she's down and, like, she has to sort of pretend to be really naive and stuff like that and learning stuff from her. Yeah, that's going to be pretty difficult, but at the same time, it would be fun, yeah. That's right, the reason I rejected my mother's warmth. Maybe it was because I wanted to soften the sadness I felt with her death. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It would kind of depend. No, actually, I remember Rika saying, like, there were so many times where she tried so hard to save her parents from, you know, the inevitable death that was going to happen in 1981. Yeah, that could potentially be that reason. But there's also just the other factors I was sort of talking about, you know, like the whole Hanyu thing, definitely, the jealousy, the Oyasura-sama stuff as well. Like, the sort of... Especially, I think because she was, like, the successor to Oyasura-sama, that really didn't help their situation. If I couldn't change this fate she met in 1981, then she might as well hate me. Was that the idea of the root of it all? Yeah, that's actually fair enough, yeah, so if you can't save her from dying, then, like, I suppose she probably tried so hard to save her from dying that in the end she just didn't really give a fuck about her emotions because she knew she couldn't save her, so she probably thought that it couldn't matter. I mean, it is kind of ridiculous, but at the same time, it is. I can actually kind of see where those thoughts would originate from, you know. In this one, my mother hadn't died in 1980. Yeah, definitely. She would stay here for a long time to come. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. I felt just a little jealous of Hooded Erika. That's actually fair enough. I suppose definitely this Hooded Erika, they haven't had to go through nearly as many things as she has had to. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to determine whose life has been better, but I think definitely her life could be a good contender. And I was stricken with a desire to return this world's me to her. Interesting. Yeah, that's actually understandable. I mean, yeah, this world was so different than my previous one. It really is. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Katie wasn't here. Yeah, Shion wasn't. That's actually very true. I forgot about that, but Shion wasn't here, definitely. Hanyu wasn't here, and more importantly that, yeah. But in exchange, Satoshi and my parents were here. Yeah, and everyone else's parents, I suppose. No Hinamizawa syndrome, by the way. There was no club, but there will be one soon. Yeah, it would be for me. Oh, it's just such a tricky decision. Satoko wasn't my best friend, but she could be in the future. She could be, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if that about what Satoshi said, like her actually wanting to get to know Rika, then maybe it could potentially be likely that it may happen. It's kind of hard to tell though. I don't know. I could weigh my previous world and this one on the scales, but I wouldn't know which way it would tip. Yeah, that's actually fair enough. I'm going to be honest, no matter what she says, actually it's such a tricky decision. It seriously is a tricky decision because each world has both things. Both worlds have things that are really shit in them. Like, for example, like the world that she would normally live in, no parents. Does have a lot of people that are close to her, but no parents still. But at the same time, this world has so many things that are better than the one beforehand. Oh, it's really tricky. It genuinely is. I'm sort of... See, I really love what this story has done. It's really sort of made this decision, the weight of this decision seem so much that, like, even I, like, as the reader, have no idea. I still think the previous one may be the better one, though. But I don't really fully have that thought anymore, you know? I decided to leave this decision up to Hanyu. Interesting. Yes, my destiny wasn't mine alone. I suppose it has been shared with Hanyu. And to be fair, like, without Hanyu, Masaru Bayashi would have never happened, let's be honest here. It was Hanyu's destiny too. Yeah. Whichever I chose, I would have to talk with Hanyu before making my final decision. Yeah. This multiple world concept was something I only had because Hanyu had lent me her power. That's actually really interesting, I never realised that. If Hanyu had never given it to me, it would have been over from the very start. Definitely. I really wonder how she died at the very start. Oh, I think that, yeah, Takano would have sliced open my belly and that would have been it. Yeah. Oh, sunset's disappeared. Oh, I suppose now the sunset, instead of being like really, really sunlit, now it's just noon. Noon? Not noon, I mean evening. Put the lid on the curry, so now I just have to simmer. Oh, I really wonder how it's going to taste. I think it's definitely going to taste better than like how she would normally cook things, not like really overcooked. My father returned in the meantime and really enjoyed making our curry together. Yeah, that's really nice, yeah. Then at my mother's suggestion, he set the table. Brilliant. In any normal 1981, he really hated it when my mother told him to do anything. That's interesting. But he wasn't troubled at all with the prospect in this world. Yeah. Rika, put the rice on everyone's plates, please. Can you do that? I think she definitely can. That must be really nice to see that. Yep, I can. Of course I can do that, idiot. It's something I thought many times before. Oh right. But this time I didn't. Alright, so this is actually the place they're sitting in, because I forget like the tatami mats that they've actually sort of sat on. They have no seats, no chairs, no nothing really. It really is different to, I don't know how I'd sort of live my life, for example. I mean, look at what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting on a chair. I opened the warm, steaming rice cooker and plated the rice. Oh, that sounds really good. I mean, especially Japanese rice. I'm assuming that would probably be a lot better than the rice we have here, but I don't know though, maybe. I wonder which country actually produces the best rice. Let's search it up. Right, let's see. Oh, right, India. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah. They're the top manufacturers. I don't know if that necessarily means that their thing is the best quality or if they make the most money from it. But who knows? It must really just be sort of something she'd really, really appreciate. Like actually spending time with her parents. That she should, let's be honest, she probably should. It should be impossible to do this, but it is, so yeah. Should definitely make the most of it. Plated, what a verb. My mother brought the piping hot pot cot hurry. I don't even know. Oh, I thought that said spill. Oh my god. I thought they could potentially have gone really wrong. My mother brought the piping hot curry pot over and spilled it among everyone's plates. Brilliant. Oh, nice. So mum made curry for the rice Rika served, huh? Nah. Rika helped make the curry as well. Looks delicious. He's wrong, isn't he? Yeah, definitely. Saying that even though we made the curry together. Isn't he such a rude father? It's actually fair enough. I agree with that. I mean, yeah. Meep. Her using meep in this world, that's just weird. I peeled myself back. Hidedika shouted that I wasn't needed, so I pulled back. Oh, yeah, I suppose because if, like, the one sort of talking from the Hinamizawa world, the Hinamizawa that she'd always been at, I suppose her impression of that sort of answer would have been a lot different to, I suppose, the one that she should be using for this context. I withdrew inside Hidedika, and she got to enjoy a family dinner from the bottom of her heart. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. I just really do wonder about this whole Rika thing. Like, I suppose she's sort of thinking that she does it, but because she's sort of living the life so similar to, like, Rika. Rika's the one enjoying it, I suppose. That's really nice, yeah. When we saw the crooked potatoes, we all laughed pleasantly. Is that a good or a bad thing? Or is it just the shape? I would never cut... Oh, right. I would never cut potatoes to be so ugly. But Hidedika was still bad at this, so these things happened. Yeah, that's fair enough. When I used the same ingredients, the only thing curry tasted like was the... Oh yeah, fair enough, was the curry powder from store. So I'm assuming curry powder is like what's used for curry sauce, you know, in chip shops. Oh my god, they're so good. Curry sauce is genuine. It's so fucking heavy, but really, really good as well. Goes so well with chips, and especially sausages, I've found. After 100 years with the same curry powder, it tastes the same no matter how you made it. But this particular curry tastes different. Yeah, I suppose it definitely would. I mean, all the things are different that have been sort of invested into this curry, really, I suppose. I don't really know. Invested. God, I'm a businessman now, aren't I? I cried at what Hidedika had lost. No, at what I had lost. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Hidedika got to experience the warmth she had once forgotten. I suppose when this is said, she actually means, like, her, you know. Benin Castelli. I wondered if another ball would come flying and hit me in the head. That's actually interesting. I really wonder what would happen if that was the case. I really do wonder if it's that simple. Then I will pass out for a while, and upon waking again, I would be gone. Yeah, definitely. And I suppose Rika Hidede would have a very sort of normal and good life, I suppose. Especially because of the whole club-related thing. The only thing is I just really don't understand how she would sort of go about her life, because you wouldn't feel the things that have happened to Dika herself, so I really don't know. Because it's actually really interesting, like, she would never really... in all of the other worlds, she would kill herself. But if she killed herself in this world, what about the person that was alive before? What would happen to her? Because the person that was alive before is way different to the person that was actually alive now. I really don't know. I suppose you could ask that for every fragment. It's really tricky. Wasn't that the best possible happy ending? Honestly, yeah, I think it probably would be. I was a stranger here. Interesting. You're a stranger in exactly the same... It's like a clone. I thought this universe was the strange one from out of all the other parallel universes. But it was me. I was a stranger. That's actually a really interesting way of interpreting it, actually, because this world is... I suppose this world is so different. It's normal, for fuck's sake. I mean, like, how weird is that, honestly? But, yeah. That is weird, I suppose. And it's significant. Then what had that world been? The one I had reached over 100 years. I suppose that'd be normal, but normal for her. But the only thing is, it's so abnormal. Was its happiness that we'd all won? Keiji, Udena, Mion, Satoko, Sion, and I? Was it all happening? No, no. Oh my god, that wasn't true. It was a radiant world, one we'd all won the right to live in after 100 years of learning to trust in each other. Yeah, definitely. It was replete with a different kind of happiness in this one. I couldn't agree more, yeah. I really wonder which one would be more important. It's really difficult, actually. It really, really is. It was replete with a different kind of happiness than this one. Yeah, both shone brightly. They actually kind of do though, my god. I mean, this one isn't really shining brightly for Dika, yeah, but it definitely has the potential to. But the only thing is, she is sort of putting all of her coins into one basket. Eggs into one basket, you idiot. But like, still, she kind of is though, because what if, for example, Satoko doesn't want to be friends? What if these friendships fall out? What if the Hinamizawa going, for example, it causes like her to lose contact with the people that were the most important people in her entire life? Like, yeah. Both shone brightly, and neither was better or worse than the other. Yeah, fair. Maybe in the end, most worlds weren't better or worse than any other. So you're saying that, for example, the worlds where... So, she's saying that... I suppose they end the same. A lot of them. But still, you're saying, for example, worlds like... what's a good one? Let's say Watanagasi and... Disaster Awakening from the anime. That's actually a really good example, because in Disaster Awakening, nobody murders. It's just the mountain dogs that actually obviously kill her and then Takonogatsu her because she's fucking mental. But like, for example, in Meakashi and Sumi Horoboshi, these poor girls, they literally become mad. Let's be honest here. And then they become basically serial killers. I mean, Rena doesn't really. She doesn't actually kill anyone. She really fucking hurts me on, but she doesn't actually kill anyone. She basically could have killed an entire school, though, let's be honest. If things went wrong. it was only because of other people that she didn't kill anyone. But still, like, how is a world like Higurashi better than a world like, not worse than a world like, Disaster Awakening in the anime? Ooh, we're in the fragments. Yeah, that's actually fair enough though. She did. Because she only lived in the turning points. I only lived in the extreme worlds, the ones where I struggled to see whether the Dakono killed me or not. So out of all the infinite universes, I'd started to think of them as either right or wrong. But the multiverse wasn't simple enough to think of it in binaries like that. Tomorrow's dinner might be steak or salted sorry. What is sorry? Please don't tell me this is like a... Oh, it's a species of fish, right. Please give me an image. Wow. Meal. Oh, they do actually look pretty good. I wonder. I don't really think I'd like that, but probably would be really nice still. Hang on a second, maybe this is talking about like this world and the potential that could have been after Matsuri Bayashi. Tomorrow's dinner might be steak or salted sorry. It wasn't about which was right and which was wrong. In both of these worlds, I'd spend a happy time eating dinner with my family. I couldn't agree more, yeah. But what if there's like an argument or something? I don't know, but still, the thought's still there, definitely. What if my respective selves had been reversed during tonight's dinner? But that was an incredibly tasteless thing to ask. The real problem wasn't that big to begin with. Neither my last world nor this world was better than the other. I'm actually really interested that she's sort of thinking this. I'm actually really surprised that she's thinking this. But the only thing is, because she's thought this decision is going to be really hard to make. I think in the end, maybe it's going to be hard for her to think like which world she leave and which one she stay in. But at the same time, I think she's definitely going to leave this one, honestly. I mean, I think there's just too much to lose. I need her to accept that. I still didn't know where the fragment I needed to return to my world was. That's actually understandable. So she should make the most out of the world she's in, if you ask me. But what if I never knew and the power of the crystal ball connected to me and Hanya disappeared? Yeah, I suppose so, because if that did actually happen, then she would need to prepare herself for a life here. I suppose by thinking this now, if this actually happened, then it wouldn't be nearly as bad as it could potentially be, you know? I would disappear like the stranger I was and give this body back to Higurashi. From her point of view, she would have to say that I had returned to my old world. Yeah, definitely. Just as I once called this world a daydream for Higurashi, my old world was the real daydream. And that's actually really interesting. You do wonder what's actually happening with Higurashi. Quotes. But like, yeah, her perspective. I wonder where she's actually gone, because she probably has gone somewhere. Who knows though? Oh, I hope she hasn't gone to one of those worlds where she's fucking being really murdered or something like that. strange delusions of me would simply disappear along with it. Yeah, that's fair enough. Maybe it didn't really matter how to return to my original world. Interesting. Which world would I decide was the original? Maybe the world that you've always lived in? But I suppose it's actually kind of a fair question, because all of these worlds, they are different. And she's just sort of, I don't know, suddenly went into them and started to live a life in them. She's never really known the context. I mean, even though they have been very similar, maybe they've been different, who knows? And I mean, they're just slight differences, like for example in like Watanagasi, stuff like that. Meakashi, sorry, don't even know what I'm saying. Watanagasi and Meakashi have different events to like Onikakushi, Tatarigoroshi, stuff like that. So it's interesting, this is sort of saying like Rika, when obviously Burn Castle dies and disappears, she will just think that it was a daydream, and then this world was just, this personality that she had was just, I don't know, something unusual really. Maybe that was what all this was about. That's actually kind of interesting, that. I suppose deciding which one could be the original. That's going to be interesting. After we finished eating, we cleaned up our plates, our places, and started washing things. My father said he had a meeting tonight and he was about to leave again. Alright. Rika, could you wash these for me? I have something to talk to... Oh, I have something to talk with Dad about, so please do the rest. Oh, she's probably... Yeah, it's interesting. She sort of really sounds like she normally would there. Yeah. She won't object. I responded cheerfully as so did Rika, but I had realised something slightly out of place. Oh, that's actually kind of it. Yeah. Yeah, if she had something to talk to my father about, there were plenty of chances during dinner. Yeah, but she made me wash the dishes so that they could talk amongst themselves. She should do a thing called, like, spying. Rika just had to stay put and wash the dishes. But I couldn't suppress the curiosity that was welling up, so snuck over to the front door to listen in what my parents were saying. Oh shit, I kind of get the feeling this may, like, betray all of her trust in... My mother was the one talking. Her tone of voice wasn't a cheery one. I bet it was about what happened at school. Oh god, this is... Oh no. Oh shit. Yeah, this is kind of why you realise that this may not be the worst it could be. Because, let's be honest, this thing she sort of got herself into, this could be potentially... Oh shit. Oh god, so maybe this could have been an exercise just to see how she was actually doing. Maybe she didn't really mean any of the kindness at all. Actually, I don't really think that'll be the case. Yamamoto Sensei is discussing it with a big hospital in this. Damn! From what he said, it might be her heart more than her brain. Oh no, so they may think there. Apparently there's a wonderful doctor there who can help. Oh no. So it's actually really interesting, like, I mean, I suppose he probably was going to do this inevitably, but like, yeah. That sort of thing. That, I don't know, he wasn't ever going to sort of test Rika's sort of ability to believe. Wasn't going to test, like, what the sort of, I don't know, level of correctness of what Rika was, level of truth of what Rika was actually saying. She just, I mean, of course it wouldn't know. That must be really horrible for her to hear, though. I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have asked. Yeah, that's actually fair enough. I really can get what she means. I think, honestly, it could have been potential help, but at the same time, how would he have helped? And it definitely wouldn't have sort of resulted in anything, honestly. I knew I shouldn't have asked. Yamamoto certainly hadn't promised to keep our discussion in the nurse's office to himself. Yeah, it's actually interesting he hadn't. He never actually said that now that I think back. As soon as I left, he probably called my parents. Yeah, and told them that their daughter was ranting about nonsense. Yeah. He probably explained it as my isolation at school, wearing down on my mind and damaging my heart. Considering what I told him, even that would be a conscientious interpretation. Fair. Did you talk to Rika about it? Yeah, I'd be interested to see what would actually happen about that. What she'd actually say as well. It's really bad that, like, obviously, everyone knows now. Did you talk to Rika about it? Oh shit. I intend to after this. I mean, it feels like we're tricking her, given that tomorrow the doctor will be here. And we'll... Wait, what? We'll suddenly be off to hospital? Wait, hang on a second. You've got to be kidding me. So they're taking her to hospital instantly? I mean, to be honest, I suppose they probably do have to act quickly because of the whole Hanyu thing, because I'm assuming that this doctor guy, Yamamoto, he definitely thinks that, like, Hanyu could... But, you know, I mean, even though it is real, what Rika's saying, maybe it could be potential manipulation into murder, you know? And it'd be very dangerous for a young kid. I mean, yeah, I suppose they have to act. It's just kind of bad because what she's genuinely said is actually true, but, yeah, of course it wouldn't be interpreted like that. How is she going to get out of that? I'm kind of scared for that. But, you know, when I think about how she feels, I can understand. Her friends got up and moved away, leaving her all alone. I suppose not really in the case of her, but in the case of, like, it was in the case of, like, Rika that used to live here, and also her, because of her friends over at the club. I should have tried to understand her feelings. Rika's always been saying she didn't want to move. Oh, interesting. We didn't wait for her to deal with that, and we made her repress it. When is Yamamoto Sensei coming tomorrow? Oh, he's straight to the point. He said the evening, but he didn't give me an exact time. That's actually really convenient for Rika now that she knows when she needs to, like, run. He said he'd prefer it if you were there too. I'll be there in the assembly hall tomorrow, so when he gets there, give me a call. Right. Don't be discouraged. I understand why she's saying she wants to go back to her original role. Yeah. It's really interesting just how sort of how normal situations can really sort of reflect the abnormal ones that she is actually facing. I understand why she's saying she wants to go back to her original world, but there's nothing we can do anymore. That was decided between the village and the national government. Yeah. I at least want to give her some fun things to look back on when she remembers living in Hinamizawa. That's fair enough, I mean. You're right. Yeah, definitely. But the only thing is, I don't really... It's time, so I'll get going. I'll leave Rika to you. Oh, good luck. I really wonder what she's going to say. I think she's either going to be really overwhelmed or maybe she's actually going to talk it out. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Alright. Come back safely. Yeah, I just really wonder about this though. I wonder how they would actually give her fun things to look back on. I suppose maybe they just try and, you know, just get more sort of time involving their daughter, really. I suppose that's the only thing they can really do. Oh, yeah, this is actually interesting. This is also used in the Sonozaki house corridor, isn't it? No, it actually isn't, I don't think. But yeah, I snuck back into the kitchen the same as I'd come. yeah, good. But I think the floorboard must have... Oh, no! Oh, no, she could be in trouble. When my... Yeah, fair enough. When my mother returned to the kitchen, she still didn't sound particularly cheerful. Were you listening, Rika? Yep. She should just say, Nandamonai. And then... days. I don't know. Everything's good. Yamamoto sensei called us today. He told you what you told. He told. God, I'm cold. He tells you what you talked to him about. Meep. Yamamoto sensei is really mean. Yeah, he's actually really ethical, like, and just really difficult things like that. I mean, especially because let's say, like, for example, let's say Rika did actually have some sort of really bad sort of thing she wanted to talk to a therapist about and only wanted it to go to the therapist. I mean, it would be in the therapist's ethical duty to tell the people that were actually being maybe affected and just needed to know, like parents and, I don't know, maybe people close if they needed to know. Who knows? But, yeah, therapists telling people stuff like that, I suppose it is ethical, but it's ethical to everyone apart from the victim, I suppose, because especially if what they're having is really dangerous and they don't want anyone to know about it, maybe they wouldn't want their parents knowing. So I suppose it's like not really ethical if you look at it from that way, but if you look at it from the other way, it kind of is. Ah, that's interesting, that. It is actually. Rika, I'm sorry. You wanted to live in this village forever, didn't you? Oh, that's interesting. So they think that, because they don't know that somebody else is behind this, but they think that this is because of the village having been, well, it will be submerged next year because of dam construction shut. Rika, I'm sorry, you wanted to live in this village forever, didn't you? We never thought about your feelings and I said a lot of pretty harsh things to you. Oh, interesting. So maybe she was really sad about everybody going and she got really told off by her or something like that. That is not good. It's okay. It doesn't really bother me. Yeah. My mother's apology was meant to be heard by the hooded Edika living in this world. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It wasn't for me to accept, so I denied it. Interesting. My mother kept apologising anyway. Oh, yeah, that must be tricky. She must probably be feeling really bad about this. I was going to deny it again, but I stopped. It wasn't my turn. I should pull back. Oh, shit, I wonder what she's actually going to do. It wasn't my turn. I should pull back. And then I felt myself begin to fade out. As I did, I felt my eyes grow warm. The rest was, for me, a misty, hazy world. I cried as I buried my face in my mother's chest. And my mother cried as well as she hugged me. If I could have disappeared like that... Oh my god, I thought that had actually happened. I thought that was just like wishful thinking. Yeah, I was really surprised for a second. If I could have disappeared like that, this too might have been Hooded Edika's life. After that, my mother told a lot of stories of Hinamizawa, as if to reminisce. Well, reminisce. Oh, never heard of that word before. Never heard of that verb. I've always heard of reminisce, and never reminisce. Reminisce about her own childhood. Yeah, interesting. Reminisce is like to nostalgically talk about in a positive manner, I think. About what she was like as a kid, what she did and where, about things happening or not happening. As she talked, we comforted each other, both of us wanting our beloved village to stay in our hearts forever. Oh yeah, that's actually fair enough, because she probably really shares a mutual sort of upset for everything, because I mean, like, oh my god, she's lived in this village for probably her entire life, let's be honest. I mean, of course she wouldn't want to go.
それでね、お母さんが子供の頃は
Oh, and when your mum was little, all the elderly people in the village treated me like I was really important. Yeah, that's same for Rika. Yeah, that's because they believed I was in. That's actually kind of interesting. So they believed that she was the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama, but at the same time, we learned that obviously Rika was the reincarnation because she was the 7th one in line, or 8th one, or whatever. No, 7th. Oyashiro-sama's reincarnation. I'm actually kind of surprised though, because I've never told you. Have I? Wait. There's... Okay, this is weird. I've only just realised how weird this is. But Rika is literally the reincarnation. We know that, but how did she think it? What? If there are 8 first children in a row who were girls, that 8th girl was said to be the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. What? Wait, hang on a second. What? I thought Rika was the 8th girl. What? You've got to be kidding me. If she was the 9th, that just genuinely changes everything. Or maybe that could potentially be just the difference between this world and the other one. That girl happened to be me. No, not me? You're our first child and a girl, but you would be the 9th one. We had a maternal line, I suppose. This is so... How is this even possible? How did Hanya not go to her? Your mum is the 8th. Oyashiro-sama's reincarnation. Why am I so scared of them? I think it was that sound effect, and it was really out of expectation, I suppose. But this is a secret, okay? Not anymore. You're going to be exposed on my video. I can't believe this. We have to make sure not to tell anyone about it. But how is it not Rika though? It makes no sense. The only ones who know are your late grandfather and great grandmother, me and you. This is a secret between the two of us, okay? What about Hanya? How does she not know Hanya if she's the reincarnation? How is she the reincarnation though? It makes 0 sense. Sometimes, as proof of trust between girls, they reveal secrets to one another. Oh, right. Yeah, fair. For my mother, this was probably a trivial secret that she could use for that reason. But for me, it was different. Not that Hanya was first able to appear before the eight consecutive generations of girls, before Oyashiro-sama's reincarnation. But in this world, Hooded Rika wasn't the 8th. Oh, right, hang on a second. So I thought that actually applied to all worlds, sorry, the bloodline of the Hooded family, but no. Just applies to this one. That would actually make sense, because I think that would just... It would really have a twist on Hanya that she could potentially be hiding a lot of stuff. But no, it doesn't look like that. I swear. That's actually really odd, though. She wasn't Ayase-no-sama's reincarnation. Hang on a second, that's actually really odd to think. I mean, so her grandmother would have been different in this world. Or maybe her mother would have been different. Who knows? That's just so weird. So, in this world, Hanyu can... Oh! Oh, fuck! In this world, Hanyu couldn't appear before hooded Erika. And that was when, with my face buried in my mother's chest, I felt a warmth. No. Oh! No! You have got to be kidding. I fucking hope... Oh, no! Yeah, so it doesn't look like, feeling at the top of the head would work. Dude, this is horrible. Yeah, just get a really, really big relationship with this person and then have kill them. Oh my god. Oh, they could not have pulled a better twist. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. That is all I can say. Does she have a fever? No. This felt the same as Hanyu's. Oh no. Shit, man. Well, this was a secret. With my grandmother dead, there was only one who knew my mother was Ayase-no-sama's reincarnation. The woman herself. Yeah. Which meant if my mother was gone, the fragment of there already being a reincarnation of Ayase-no-sama in this world would disappear. Yep. My warm tears ceased to flow. Yeah, and I felt my eyes drying up as I plummeted to the bottom of the abyss of despair. I don't blame her. Oh my god. It was her. Mum had the fragment in her. If I could have, I would have chosen never to remember what that fact entailed. I know. Oh yeah, of course you went there. I mean, yeah. End on a fucking cliffhanger. I do not have any objections. Dude. That is just unbelievable, that twist. The Knights go discover the solution. Curry. Oh shit, that's even worse. So now, like, Yamamoto's probably going to think that she's actually deluded. Oh no. Dude, this is fucking unbelievable. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant story today. Oh my god, I cannot wait for tomorrow. Jesus, man. If you gave me any twist, I would have not expected it to be like that. That is unbelievable. Like, seriously unbelievable. I mean, like, genuinely. Dude, this has really just added so much. I mean, like, I'm genuinely kind of scared for what's going to happen now. Because, like, we not only have this, but we have the decision, for example, like, so much about her thinking about, like, the life and, like, what Hooded Erika's life is going to be like after this, and I suppose what's actually going to be what it was like before. Can you imagine what this is going to be like after? She's not only going to be accused of murder, she's going to have killed her fucking parent. She's probably going to get imprisoned. She's going to have a horrible life. So, no matter what, but the only thing is Erika's going to be able to return to Hinamizawa itself. So, oh god, this is going to get tricky. I'm going to be honest, I really did not expect that. I have no fucking idea what's actually going to happen now. I mean, Jesus, man. That really just took a twist I didn't expect. And yeah, today was actually really fun as well. I really liked just the whole, you know, just the whole club thing. I thought that was really sweet. It was really good as well. And also the whole Nikan, mother thing, that was also good. Was there anything else that happened that I could commentate on? Well, not commentate, sorry, comment on. I suppose just like the differences between like Dika and Dika and herself, you know? Burn Castle. And that's actually interesting now because Burn Castle I've heard in Umineko is like the sort of witch that has given up all hope. Maybe this could potentially be the starting point of her doing it. I don't know though. Oh, it's really interesting now. Dude, this is going to be so good tomorrow though. Oh my god. I was going to read a lot more today, but I don't want to. I have school tomorrow. I shouldn't. So yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow. But like, yeah, man, I'm really excited for it. We're going to be in for a lot of fun. My god. I really wonder what we're actually going to be doing though. I wonder what's going to happen. I definitely wonder how Dika is actually going to sort of get this situation back, because there is no way she's going to want to die, like, you know, for her world and stuff like that. Oh god, it's going to be tricky. It is really going to be tricky. Even if she forgets the world, I won't. Nobody that's read it will, I suppose. And she probably won't. It will still be in her heart. But at the same time, maybe she will do it, because, you know, there have been worlds where, for example, she's literally lost control and she's just killed everyone because she's just so mad with it all. Maybe that could be the case with this one. Who knows? God, man. I really don't know what to believe, but yeah, something gives me a feeling this is going to be a little bit more common after this story. Yeah, man, what a brilliant day. Oh, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm gonna go now, and yeah, I suppose we're gonna leave the ethical dilemmas. I was gonna say debate dilemmas until tomorrow, because there are quite a lot. Let's be honest here, dude. I'm so fucking excited to read tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. See you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.